Loop Radio. Epic Loop Radio.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Epic Loot Radio. Brian and Kirk here, welcoming in Rue Diggs from Cloud and Console and the PlayStation Bros podcast. Guys, thank you so much for taking your time out of your day today to hang out with us and react to the state of play for January 31st, 2024. Rue Diggs, I want to give you the floor right here. You're new to the podcast in and of itself. I have your links in the description if you guys haven't heard of the Super PlayStation Bros podcast and Cloud and Console, go check them out. They're doing some really good stuff. I listened to their podcast this morning, getting ready for the state of play, seeing what their predictions might be. But I'm gonna let him have the run of the show floor just to kick this thing off. How are you? And thank you so much for making time for us today.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you having me on. Besides falling on my wrist, I am doing absolutely fantastic. Super pumped for what's about to happen in the state of play. I am 100% behind Helldivers 2 and what they're doing over there at Arrowhead Studios. I am beyond pumped to see that game come out. I want to see anything more, although that's a hit or miss. If we see Spider-Man 2, that would also be epic. But yes,
like a PC
as you said,
Spider-Man 2 or like a
I want to see New Game Plus.
Okay.
And I want to see photo mode become upgraded because there's some things missing from photo mode. I've recently picked up virtual photography. It's a little hobby of mine. I post some awesome pictures, or at least I think they're awesome. But there needs to be some updates there the community's been asking for, and we're supposed to get them sometime in February. Maybe we'll see a Wolverine little teaser. I don't know. I'm hoping superhero stuff out the world here, but Concord's really been blowing me away. Like, what's the mystery there? This multiplayer shooter they're coming out with. I'm absolutely psyched for that.
You think we're going to see anything from Bungie, like regarding Marathon at all today, or are we still a little while away from them?
I think what we will see from Bungie is final shape. So I actually have a little bit of a relationship with Destiny 2. That's where I started my whole podcasting journey, was on Stadia, a cloud gaming platform.
No, I'm with you.
Yes.
I loved Stadia. It was the best performing cloud system out there, backed by Google, who didn't know what the hell they were doing, because it was like the technology is so good. And
I'm so glad I brought you two lovebirds together,
dude. I primarily do all my gaming on GeForce now, and it's like, as they add in, like, I'm like, is the game running on GeForce now? Yes or no? Yes. Okay. I think I'm just going to purchase it. I don't have time to play it right now, but GeForce makes it so much more accessible. And somebody was like, why don't you just Steam Link it? And I was like, I can do that, but it actually takes a couple more steps, and the performance isn't as good than, because I have the 4080 in the cloud, and it's just like, dude, I'm loving it. And I'm very curious to see what PlayStation, if they also announce more cloud support, because they've been working on their PS5 in the cloud. And that's one of the things from the PlayStation Portal that I was more curious about, because I was like, if you could get that and just be subscribed and have your PlayStation in the cloud, I think that's going to be a real interesting pairing going forward. Now, Kirk, otherwise known as Bilbo Baggins on Twitter.
You gotta stop with that, man.
Oh, dude, I think that's this week. Next week we'll just go back to Kirk the Gamer. But the what are you looking forward to from today's state of play? Because this was rumored, this was speculative, and then it was confirmed and here we are. So what do you want from today?
So we did a podcast in October of last year talking about Silent Hill. And if I don't know if you know this, but the like live reaction type mobile game that they released like right after we did that podcast was really bad, and everybody like really hated it. And so I think that just it makes it a little more drama going into this Silent Hill 2 remake. And I really want to see more of it. People were kind of iffy on the trailer that they first showed because it's it's a recreation of like one of the most iconic scenes from the first game. I think it's the opening of the original Silent Hill 2. And they were like, it looks a little, there's like an uncanny valley here of like somebody coming in and doing a remake, kind of the opposite of the Blue Point effect. Like when Blue Point comes in and remakes a game, everybody's like, wow, this is super faithful to the original. It's exactly like how I remember it, maybe even better with modern technology. And Bloober Team, who's doing Silent Hill 2, has a history of like so showings with their Layers of Fear games, and then the Medium, which was a game that I just didn't personally really enjoy that much, and it came out to kind of underwhelming reviews. So they're being entrusted with like one of the most beloved and highly regarded games of all time and remaking that. And I really want to see some more of that. It's kind of like the Avowed thing of like, all right, guys, like you didn't quite wow us in the first instance. Show me something. Like get me excited about this game. And I think this one was maybe confirmed for today. I know Rise of the Ronin was. Rudes, you can probably let me know, but it's highly likely that we will see Silent Hill 2, and I really hope we like what we see and we're not even more concerned after they show it to us. That's my most anticipated element of today's show.
Yeah, I think for
Rise
me,
of the
obviously,
Ronin,
go ahead.
yeah, is confirmed March 22nd to be released. Will we see that at this showcase? Maybe, maybe not.
I think they already.
And I
It
want to give
really
a
depends
shout
on
out.
what they're
themselves.
targeting for the showcase, because it's like if they want to be like, here's a showcase for everything coming up in February, like that'd be a lot of packing. I would think that the showcase is at least going to take us all the way to what would be the Summer Game Fest.
We are
for
going to
some
see Rise
announcements.
of the Ronin. I know that PlayStation confirmed that already, and there was one other game that they confirmed. I don't remember. It might have been Foam Stars, but
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
dropping
think.
in February. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if they confirmed Silent Hill 2. I think that they might have, but I might have just seen so many tweets of people
I saw a
saying
lot of
that it's
tweets
going to be
about it.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, and now it's kind of like that thing of like, if people have spoken it into existence. Same thing with Death Stranding over here. Like, I think Death Stranding 2 and Silent Hill 2 are ones, I know I love the first Death Stranding, Rudigs. I think those are
My
two games
lovely
that like,
wife. What's going on? Thank you, Hannah, for stopping on by.
oh,
She
yeah,
gets
thanks
to
for
call me
joining
by
us.
my name.
Yeah. I didn't actually know that was your name. Yeah, I think Death Stranding 2 and Silent Hill 2, the big twos, if you will.
Yeah.
Those are two sequels that are highly anticipated. And well, one's a remake, I guess. But those are the ones that like I think everybody really wants to see today. In addition to Rise of the Ronin, I mean, Koei Tecmo's got to stop with these like samurai, almost Souls adjacent type games, because I keep buying them, Brian, and then I don't have time to play them. I keep buying them all because they look so cool. I see them on sale and I'm like, oh yeah, I'll have time to play that, and then I don't, inevitably. Yeah. So Rise of the Ronin is just burying me 6 feet under in these games that Koei Tecmo churns out like every 2 years. Rudigs, this is going to be one that you definitely are going to play, right? With your love of like Ghost of Tsushima and like Souls
Rise
games.
of the Ronin.
Yeah.
100%. It's up my alley. I like the imbuing of the sword. I'm not a huge fan of like the AI team baits. Maybe they'll be good, maybe they'll be bad. But the combat looks nice, open and free, flying around, coming in and doing death blows. My only situation will be I'm just coming off of Ghost of Tsushima right now.
Mm-hmm.
So transitioning right to Last of Ronin is like so much samurai. And before that, I just replayed Sekiro. So it's like,
oh yeah, that's one of the. I've been playing Elden Ring, and I want to beat Elden Ring, and then I definitely want to check out Sekiro because I've heard a lot of really good things about it. Yeah, so.
Chef's Kiss, my hands down favorite game of all time. This game strips away any sort of assistance from you, and it says you need to become a better gamer, and that's the only way to win. I absolutely love the title. It gives me the highest highs in games I've ever felt.
Now, I think for me, I'm very interested to see what Square Enix shows up with, because they do
Rebirth, baby.
Well, I know they're going to probably show up with Rebirth, but that's the only like concern I have, having not yet played Remake and basically planning on playing through Final Fantasy VII Remake in February. But then I'm like, all right, I'm sure it's gonna, give me some insight into what happens in the first, I guess I'd call it a chapter of how they're breaking this game up. And I'm gonna curious if they show up with anything for Dawn Trail or I mean, we saw Visions of Mana at the Xbox Direct. So are we gonna see any of their other more creative and more niche titles? I hope so, because I'm a big Square Enix fan. So whenever Square Enix shows up, I'm like, all right, yeah, let's see what you got. But we also, like you said, Foam Stars should be making an appearance, and that's them kind of getting also into more things. And like
I like
all
that
in
it's
all,
different
good.
though. Like amid all the Suicide Squad discussion of like that it's just the same old Division, Destiny, Fortnite, Battle Pass trash type deal. I like that Foam Stars is like, yeah, we're gonna like combine K-pop and Splatoon. Like
There it
you
is.
get points for
it
being
worked
like
for Power
weird and
World,
original.
right? Like you're like seeing like, hey, Nintendo's doing this thing, and like, what if we took that like as a concept and we added some more concepts that people have been wanting and build up from it? And you guys, I don't know if you saw the news, doesn't relate to PlayStation yet, because PlayStation doesn't yet allow early access games, but they announced 19 million players for Power World, and 7 million of those are on the Xbox platform. So I'm very curious and excited for when PlayStation players get access to this game, because it's definitely coming to PlayStation. And same thing for Enshrouded. Like for me right now, like you talk about samurai games, like I'm living this dream of survival RPGs. Like this has been absolutely fantastic. Now, just as a show note for anybody who's listening, or especially in the audio form of the podcast, we're going to cut to the to kind of the live react. You'll see that here. I'll have it full screened, and we're going to watch it. And, we might discuss it somewhat. If you want to go watch it on your own, you want to come back and watch this with our commentary, just know that's going to be the case.
No, stay.
My view is I want to have people have the freedom to enjoy the content however the hell they want. If you want to ad block this channel, just enjoy your content. We make it here for free for you guys. But also, if you're curious and you want to get and subscribe to the audio version of this, the top link in the description will get you to the Discord, all the podcast audio platforms that we're hosted on, and anything else that we make here on the YouTubes. Also, again, check out these guys' content. Their links and tags are in the description of this. So anyway, yeah, Rudix, so just hanging out with you, getting to know you. What do you think there's going to be any surprise drops, like Relay is asking? Like, is there any kind of like big thing that you would love to see them just surprise us with?
Surprise us with maybe let's get some updates to Discord. I'd like to be able to stream in Discord, something on the software side. Some other things I'd like to see out of PlayStation. Ray, the gaming side.
What's going on, Ray, the cyborg?
I love that. I love his icon. It looks amazing.
It's a good one. He's a legend. Some other things I'd like to see, some more PSVR 2 support. That would be absolutely massive. We haven't seen too much come out of the PSVR 2 world in a little bit, and having Bulletstorm kind of fall flat was a bit hurtful for, I know, a lot of VR fans. So more games there, I think, are needed. And give me more battery life on the DualSense Edge. I know we're getting the V2 on the standard controller, but I am an owner of the DualSense Edge here, and this thing, I mean, come on.
Does it have back paddles?
Yes, it does have the back paddles here.
Nice.
And it has the triggers you can set up here. But this thing I use every day, all the time, but I do have to plug it in after every single session. So there is that.
That music is coming in loud. Yeah. No, that music, it was like came in popping, dude.
Yeah.
How's the volume balance now?
There we go.
Is the volume balance okay, guys?
Play. Yeah.
I would say for
Elden Ring, Shadow of the Earth Tree. I want to see the Tarnished ride down that horse through the field. We own a portion of From Software, and we are about to flex that on the State of Play. Please and thank you,
dude. I think that would be a real good surprise drop, because and also if they end up giving it a date, I think the date would be really kind of critical at this point, especially if it's between now and May. Like, hopefully you got a locked in solid date, but we'll see.
Let's turn it down a bit more, Brian.
You got it. We'll keep adjusting the volume, etc., to make sure that everything sounds good for you guys.
I think in terms of big surprises, it'd be really cool if we could see something else that Insomniac is working on. It'd be really nice if we could see more of that Wolverine game. Or, I mean, they got leaked, so screw it. Announce officially the Marvel's Venom game that's coming in 2025. I'd be all for that. Maybe just see like a concept of that, or like a splash trailer of like what the story for that's going to be. That's supposed to be like a Miles Morales type of game.
Yeah.
And then more realistically, I think we're going to maybe get to see a little bit of Pacific Drive. That's an indie coming out of Kepler Interactive is the publisher. And I can't remember who the dev is. I'm sorry. I wish I wanted to shout them. Oh, wait, here we go.
We got 15
Ironwood
seconds before this
Studios.
starts. And I was just gonna say, I would love it. I'd lose it if Sea of Thieves decides to come out on PlayStation. I think that'd be a real
Hi-Fi
good
Rush
addition.
is supposed to be announced here. So
Hi-Fi
yeah,
Rush-
Don't
or
open
Nin-
with baby steps. Please don't open with baby steps again.
And if we're blocking the screen at all, I'll toss to an alternate view. Just we'll see how it looks.
I do like that one, Brian.
You like the side by side?
Yeah, I will say, yeah.
Okay, well let's go side by side. That way, full visuals.
Yeah, we might get a
Buffering.
Kojima trailer here.
Oh,
There we go.
what is
There you
it?
go.
We're opening with the Helldivers.
Get ready to dive into hell.
The music they've licensed for this is
This looks
awesome.
great.
Yeah.
Not only that, the world is online and live. It's a huge war, and you just participate in it alongside the entire ecosystem of other Helldivers.
Now this is entirely
would this be
PvE,
MMO
right?
kind of?
This is PvE
I love the gunplay.
VD versus the developers, because they are constantly watching
Trying to
and
kill you?
manipulating what's happening around to make the
See,
war
but I
in their
love
favor.
that because every
Yeah.
game now has to be an extraction shooter with PvP elements, and it's so annoying. So a
Yeah,
pure
sometimes you just want a
PvE
PvE. Yeah.
game, yeah. Like we haven't had one of those since like Destiny, basically.
Yeah.
Oh,
man.
by the
Division
way,
2.
friendly fire is never off.
Is it crossplay with PC?
Hi everyone.
Yes.
Probably-
Hello,
oh, okay.
Crossplay with PC.
Studios, and
I'm gonna turn 'em up a little bit.
100%.
First state of play of 2024. The first 3 years of
What's our
PS5
quality,
have given us incredible
Brian?
stories, immersive worlds, and groundbreaking gameplay
High quality.
from PlayStation Studios and
Okay.
our partners. We've also expanded PlayStation Plus with new features, including PS5.
I was gonna say if
Game
it's glitchy,
and
we could
with
chuck it
PSVR
down
2
one. But
and
That's true.
PlayStation
That's- yeah,
Portal,
if that
which
happens.
released last November. We're committed to offering new and surprising ways for our audience to interact with
I
their
wish they'd
PS5.
add
But
GeForce
none
Now
of this
to
means anything
PlayStation
without
Portal.
great games. Like
dude, you're
Helldivers 2,
you're talking to
which
the right
kicks off a
audience.
year of
You're gonna get
amazing
some new
experiences and
new
diverse
subs
ways
talking
to
about
play.
Stadia and
Today, we're
GeForce
looking
Now.
ahead to titles coming later this
Oh,
year
dude, I
and
got so
beyond.
much hate because I
With
was like,
extended
this is actually really
gameplay
good, guys.
and
You
Yeah.
know,
announcements
cloud gaming
we hope
sucks. I'm
you
like,
find as exciting as we
no, it
do
doesn't.
here at
Hey.
PlayStation.
All I do
Enjoy
is
the show.
promote GFN
Yeah, this-
on the side. I'm a GFN
Ray and-
ambassador.
dude,
Ray and
like, is that a
Rudigs are
real
the
thing?
cloud
Because
guys.
like I'm not sponsored by
Yes.
GeForce Now, but I'm always like, I need to talk to you how to become an ambassador because I'm always
Stellar
telling
Blade.
people about it. Oh, this looks gorgeous.
I totally forgot we're getting Stellar Blade today. This is like pure action. Devil May Cry.
Well, they
type
said there's
action.
going to be elements of exploration, and that actually worries me a little bit. I don't want to see a Final Fantasy 16 situation where the highs are so high, but the lows are
Those
so
are
low.
so
I think
low.
this
Yeah,
will
I
be a
hope-
little bit more like Armored Core. Obviously, no mechs,
I
but
hope
The
so.
story
Oh
begins
my
on
god!
Coastal
Don't say
Island,
those words to me.
where
You're
a
just
mysterious
talking
enemy
dirty to me,
called
Kurt.
yeah.
has forced the human race to flee to an off-world colony. Players will take control of Eve, a member of the 7th.
It doesn't
Airborne
hurt that
Squad.
she's really hot.
Her mission
Like,
is
it's
to
not-
You can
it's
tell.
not- It's not hurting anything.
Antifa.
You can tell they're going.
It is
for
a little.
Bayonetta,
It is a
right?
little
All
bit
we must
jittery,
do
Brian.
is complete the mission. While most
That
of
might
the
be on
7th
your end, right
Airborne
here.
Okay,
It's
lost
looking good.
during their
But I've
descent
also
from
got
the
a full
they're-
capture recording of it, so after
Yeah.
the fact, if this is jittery, then I'll
Yeah,
toss
we'll
up
probably
the
have to
board.
pull the live,
is in
honestly.
pursuit of an
Yeah.
energy source called
No, it
hydrogen.
seems to be running
Sure to stay
fine on the
cautious.
live.
Okay, that's just me.
It's where the Alpha AT
Yeah.
is.
So this must be 8 or 7.
Oh, she's British.
In the future, everybody's British.
Yeah, exactly.
Provides engineering support.
Lily Artemis
They just did it
II.
again. They just
Then
took over
I
the
can be your
entire.
engineering support.
She puts
By
her
surprise.
Everybody is
to
really
use
British,
achievements by
actually.
upgrading
Posh
basic
British.
equipment throughout the game.
Well, you can do what I do and just throw on
Does feel
the
different.
Japanese language and then English subtitles underneath. I find that gives more of an immersive experience for myself.
Yeah,
something
I
like
hear
this,
from
maybe.
a lot of
This
people
is
like that.
Zion,
I'm gonna do that for
A city
Forspoken,
built
Brian.
underneath the wasteland, but the
Okay.
last human survivor.
You should play
Forspoken's
Forspoken.
not the game to do that, Em. That's an Americanized game.
Yeah, but it has
in my
terrible
opinion.
voice acting. So
No, it doesn't.
No.
You did a great
it does.
job.
It does.
Oh no,
No.
it doesn't. You
It
haven't
does.
played
I
it, so
love
you don't know.
Forspoken.
The Forspoken's
I love
it got so much hate.
Yo,
and it
I
was such
love-
a good game. Like
I
it
love
was
these character designs.
easily
They
a
look
se-
amazing.
easily a 7, and if you buy it for $20 to $40, like that's great. Like for $20, $40, Forspoken
The
is
survivors will
I think is a
sometimes ask
must-own.
you for help.
These NPC designs are
We'll
like
die on that
really
hill.
cool. Really cool.
See what I mean by like exploration Final
Yeah.
Fantasy VII style? Though?
I like this stuff,
Their
dude.
requests
They're
will often
speaking my
lead to the
language.
wasteland in the Great Desert.
I love the combat scenes.
This feels very Square.
This place has been overrun
Who's
by
publishing Stellar Blade?
I'm not sure.
and
like,
malfunctioning machines and robots.
Developed by Shift Up and published by Sony Interactive.
Thank you,
Oh,
thank you.
it's in house.
Supply camp.
Dude,
In a
this
place
looks
like
cool.
You'll occasionally find
It
supply
looks
stations set up by
extremely
previous
cool.
airborne
It looks
squads.
like the graphics are gonna hit so hard. I love the realism. I love
You
when they
can
go in
purchase
this
various
direction.
consumable items.
It's very evocative of something that I've played before, and I don't know what
Acquire
it
new
is.
skills.
Cyberpunkish?
There's
No.
the cyberpunk element, but I also think a little bit of
Upgrade equipment. And more.
man, why it starts with a B, I think. What's her name?
She can also take a well-deserved
Bayonetta?
break to restore her
Bayonetta.
health.
A little
Yeah.
bit. I'm getting some Square elements though, for sure.
Yeah.
Eve will often encounter people in need,
Dude,
and other
they know what they're
non-human
doing with
beings
these
who may need her
outfits.
help.
You gotta stop.
Whether to assist or ignore them is entirely up to the player. On her journey
The
to
fan art
defeat the
that's gonna
Elven
come out of
Tifa,
this game,
Eve will sometimes encounter hostile survivors,
it's gonna be uncouth.
or
She's had like 14 different costumes. by the
Whoa.
way.
That monster looks amazing.
Oh, you know what? It's kind of
something
First
worse.
Defendant coded a little bit. First Descendant, rather.
Yeah.
It's got that futuristic look.
What are you going to do after you defeat the Alpha Natiba?
All airborne squad members.
This game's gonna have a
exist for one
terrible
sole
story
purpose.
and amazing combat and
You mean-
systems.
The extinction of all Natibas?
There is an element of like near automata that I'm feeling in this. Too.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Another species.
I think that was the Square game that I couldn't think of.
It is not an easy fight.
It's fine. I can do this alone.
It won't be easy.
Dude, that like the design of these NPCs are so sick.
I can feel the hatred, but I cannot feel the source.
I will find it, and I will make it pay.
Yeah, look at these boss battles. I love
Yeah.
it. But I don't think this is an English speaking game for me. I'll definitely throw subtitles. Look at the hair too.
Yeah. What was that?
Oh
That
my-
was a
look at that
PlayStation
huge
game
boss.
that had a big focus on hair, but
Can't remember. Something feels off about this game. Oh, Maker, don't hate. What feels off? I think we'll see Final Fantasy 16 elements where maybe the exploration is lacking, but the boss battles seem cool.
yeah, it does.
I think it has a little bit. I think the NPC design is really cool, but I think it has a little bit of that kind of generic, almost Nexon type feel, like to the aesthetic of it. But I would love for them to kind of break out of that. I think it looks very Unreal,
I love the music.
like the engine. Yeah. Like it has the
Stellar
aesthetics
Blade.
of like a money grab game, if that makes any sense. I don't know.
Well, are you saying like there's a like it's a live
Oh,
service
we
game?
have a date.
It
We
has
have a
the
date.
aesthetics of like an Unreal 5 live
Woo!
service
April
sci-fi game.
26th.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
new. That's a new announcement.
힙합의 대표이자 게임의
That's
디렉터인
good.
김영찬입니다.
Hey.
That's very
이
soon.
게임은
You were
Wow.
wondering what was
Yeah.
happening.
What's
in
to cover in April? Yeah.
There we go.
Are we gonna get sexy tight lady?
플레이스테이션 5 그리고
Sexy tights
플레이스테이션
lady?
Or end of
4의
April.
전폭적인 지원 덕분에
And then
그 꿈을 현실화할 수 있게
that's a
되었습니다.
great
기나긴
slot to put it in.
Bayonetta is a good
Hopefully
shout
they'll
though.
start filling out the rest of the
Brian.
year.
4월 26일 스텔라 블레이드를 만나보시기를 기대합니다.
All right.
They got Bayonetta. They got Splatoon this year.
Sonic.
And Sonic.
Wow, that was true? There's no way that was true. Is this Generations 2?
This is Generations, definitely Generations, but is it a
Is it
sequel
gonna-
or a
the
remake?
It could be a remake.
Why remake it?
The
Just make a sequel.
Generations,
Yeah.
the Generations remaster with the Shadow add-on.
I would take that.
Shadow
I would
would be
take that. I
sweet.
would take that.
There it is.
Yes!
Shadow!
Let's go!
Shadow! You called it, bro.
Woo! Hell yeah!
Oh, my kids are gonna love this.
Oh, this is a must
We just
buy.
watched the Sonic 2 movie the other day as well. Again.
And Shadow's in the third one. That's why they're doing this. Dude, heck yes, dude. The levels are all like red and black. Oh my god. Oh, I can't believe this is a real thing. This is so awesome.
Sonic
and Shadow Generations. That's a new game, right? Like that. That has to be a new game. The way that title is. This is gonna be Zenless Zone Zero.
Hoyoverse.
I like the bear.
Yeah, this is gonna be Zenless Zone Zero, their new game. Dude, Hoyoverse doesn't miss. The games aren't for me.
Oh,
Because...
there's a dog. I'm sold. What is this?
I think this is the Zenless Zone Zero.
Okay, this seems fast-paced.
Yeah.
Yeah, but with a trailer like this,
for sure.
it could literally be like turn-based combat. You never know.
Yep. All we're seeing is cinematics.
I wonder if it's something like Genshin, where you have that gotcha online play.
Yes, that's what all their games are. But people eat them up, and they do cosplays of them, and they're incredibly popular.
These characters are great. In development for PS5. No date, though.
I think Zenless Zone Zero is turn-based. That's why I said that. I know the Honkai Star Rail is.
Home Stars, here we go.
Let's get foamy.
Season 1.
You diving in, Ginger?
I don't know yet. I got...
It's free.
There's a lot of stuff going on.
It's a function of time. It's always
Rudix, we were dumb enough to buy Suicide Squad for $100, so we might be stuck playing that for a while.
Hey, you gotta play the games you get.
That's for sure.
It does. This definitely does look like a fun,
it's wild
high energy game.
Yeah.
Well, this would be something that I'm like. I wouldn't mind playing with the kids either. Play on PS4 and PS5, part of PlayStation Plus. There you go.
Sounds like Izzy G is describing along the lines of Destiny combat.
Love pixel art. Dave
the
the Diver.
Oh, was that not on PlayStation?
I guess not.
And Relay, I did do
PlayStation, there we go.
that just now.
This
Indie
April.
Game of the Year. Stop trolling. Stop trolling.
Oh, it's gonna come with DLC.
Boom, 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 boom.
Godzilla.
Come on, Maker. You know you're getting all foamy with me
What?
the day before Helldivers.
That's weird. That is odd.
Godzilla, he appears everywhere. Neil J. Dave the Helldiver.
What
He is
What
a
is
diver.
this?
This
Are
is
you a
all
vampire or
this is completely
something?
new.
This looks like a
ARPG.
survival game.
Dude, can you
but you're
imagine?
are you building a
Can
Can you
castle?
imagine survival Diablo?
Is this like a Dracula game? Like you look like a vampire, and there's a lot of shadow.
I think
Yeah,
this is like
you are a vampire. I called it.
enshrouded Diablo.
Oh, and guns?
They learned from Power World. You gotta have guns, Brian.
Yeah. Yo, guns. Yeah, we got to gun everything.
You gotta have guns.
You want to be a gun? Get a
this
carbuncle?
is on
Gun
PC
buncle.
already, maker. Which one is this?
Be Rising.
That sounds really familiar. I guess I've seen that before.
Visually, I am intrigued on that one.
For an ARPG as well, like isometric.
Hi everyone, I'm Sean Benson. This next game is a result of a very close partnership with Konami and marks the return of a horror franchise that has been with us since the original PlayStation.
Let's go!
Let's take
Show me something good.
For Silent Hill.
Show me some good Silent Hill 2. Come on.
This is what you've been wanting.
Yes. I just want it to be good, Brian. That's all I want. Like, please don't be bad.
Maybe I can be like
No, this is not that. Is this the new one?
It's gotta be new. I don't remember any of this in the original Silent Hill 2.
This might be the F game they announced.
Is this a dream?
VR.
I hope
Who's
not.
there?
Find
What's
it.
with this place? Cherry blossoms bloom.
I think it is F.
Grasp of death.
The callback to PT with the sink,
Maya?
and the doors.
What the fuck?
Creepy.
I'm sorry.
I don't like these kind of games personally.
I love them. It's like
Oh
being
my
at like
gosh.
a theme park or something.
I don't play these either. So I'm with you.
I'm just like, y'all have fun with that. Silent Hill, the short
message.
Full game, free to play.
Out now.
What?
They're just doing. They're just trying to do
Did they just
PT
drop a
again.
free to play game?
こんにちは。サイレントヒルシリーズのプ
They
ロデュ
want
ー
to
サーを務め
recreate
る
PT
岡本
so
元井で
bad.
す。ご覧いただいたの
Oh,
は
I feel like they should have put that in the
サイレントヒル
VR
ザショートメッセージという
helmet.
全く
That would have
新し
been
い
cool.
サイレントヒルとなります。本作は本日この後プレイステーション5で無料配信いたしま
Yep.
す。
Shadow drop.
Look at that. Available today.
サイコロジカルホラーを
Shadow drop.
体験してください。それでは最後にこちらの映像をご覧ください。
All right. Kirk, I'm gonna have to put you in charge of the rest of the show itself because I
Alrighty.
have to dip out. I apologize, guys.
All
Enjoy
good.
the rest of State of Play, and I will see you guys next time.
See you, Brian.
Take care.
Whoop. No, we lost the. Oh, we'll get it. I'll get it back. Ah.
Shadow drop.
How did he not know that was going to happen? Hold on. No.
I realized that I was sharing the screen.
Yeah, give it back to us, and then
leave that
just
and I'll leave my
yeah.
camera
Smooth.
There we go. And
There
I'll
you
put
go.
it right here. All right. Camera's just not gonna. I'm just not gonna be here.
There we go. I took him out.
So this is Silent
Oh, this
Hill
is it.
2.
We missed it. This looks good.
It reminds me of Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's a weird looking thing. Miss Phoenix!
It looks good. It doesn't look great. I don't think Bloober is very good at making video games. I think they're okay at making video games, and that's unfortunate.
Oh, it's a remake, right?
Yeah.
They can't. Oh, here's Judas.
Nice. So that leak was just accurate. 100% accurate.
Yeah.
Dude.
Pretty spot. Well, the shadow drop came out of nowhere.
Imagine that this comes out this year. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, fans of Bioshock are going to be pumped.
I am definitely among that number.
I never got into the Bioshock series only because I'm not a big first-person perspective gamer, but I know it's a huge audience, that's for sure.
We both know the answer to that question. Nothing. You are the
And
frog
Judas
in a
is
pot,
obviously a story that's very relatable to a lot of people.
But I'm here to set you free. Whether you like it or not.
Heck yeah, dude.
Oh my goodness. It looks fantastic.
This almost looks like an arcane joint as well. Like it feels kind of Deathloopy.
Fix what you broke. Well, what she broke.
No,
unless
no,
she is you.
No release date. So I think that means
Nope,
we
but
don't.
you can wishlist it.
I think that means that we don't see it in 2024.
Vertigo games. What do they do?
Stare into the flame. Think of this fire as a beacon. Its warmth.
Yeah, but Maker, we did
Its
get a release date for Stellar Blade, which was pretty cool. Oh, this is the Metro VR game.
Ah, that makes sense. Maybe now we'll see a couple VR titles.
This looks good for VR. This almost looks like Half-Like Alex. This looks real good for VR.
Well, we got a release date for Stellar Blade.
Yeah.
That's
what
a big
I said.
plus.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I'd say that's like highlighted the show. This looks really good for VR, doesn't it?
The oxygen tanks in like Metro.
Oh, for sure. With a Metro game, yeah, you gotta have the oxygen supply. What's this called?
Yeah, this is going to be a multi-plat. Yeah, Awakening. The leaks were right.
Yeah,
I called that. Yeah, I believe they also said Deep Silver. Oh wow, they said it was going to be multi-plat. Then what do we have? Urban Wolf Games. This is VR. 100%. You can tell right from the beginning.
Yeah.
That looks Skyrim-esque.
Yeah. A lot of people said this is what the Avowed gameplay looked like. That's rough.
I wonder how they do traversal.
Yeah, Phoenix, the leak list is very very accurate so far. Honestly, that Sonic announcement has me so hyped.
I played Sonic Frontiers. I was hoping for more updates on Frontiers. Hopefully we see something in the future, but Sonic Generations will be a good one too. Love collecting the coins. It reminds me of a pinball machine, right? That was kind of the initial design behind the Sonic levels. All right. What is the name of this one? Oh, look at that. Thor's Hammer. Where did we see this? We saw this somewhere else. Legendary Tales. Action role-playing game. Fantastic.
You might be thinking
February
of,
8th.
Yeah.
February 8th.
Dude, that week is so loaded.
Wow.
Next week is crazy. What is this?
A risen one.
Capcom.
Dragon's Dogma 2. Yeah.
We're going to see more Dogma?
The dragon.
We've seen a lot of Dogma trailers, I feel.
This game's gonna be a big deal. Like, people are rabid for this type of like setting right now because of Baldur's Gate. This game's gonna sell well. It does come out at a very bad time.
If you own a PlayStation, you got something to play the first week of February. Whatever kind of gamer you are.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of cool aspects of this game. I was hoping it was co-op. It's not co-op. That's a big minus for me.
This is just a classic, like, immersive RPG.
Yeah. Wizard, swordsman, a lot of customization.
Graphically, a big step up from the first game.
This world might.
Hold fast to your
Oh,
strength
wow.
will, Arisen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Those who can be of aid
I like
to
the
you will
scale
feel
of the
themselves
bosses, the grandioseness. Like, look how big that freaking eagle is, the dragon.
Soul. These are all the means thou hast to carve thy path anew. Yet your wicked schemes will avail you not, watching one.
Yeah, that release date is
皆さんこんに
jam-packed.
ちは。チーム忍者の安田です。ライズ・オブ・ザ・ローニンは自由な探索や幅広い戦闘を体験でき
It's
るオープンワール
that
ドアクシ
game,
ョン
Rise of the
RPG です
Ronin, and
歴史上の人物たちと紡ぐ因縁によって
Princess
物語が
Peach
変化してい
Showtime.
きますので
Which you would
ぜ
think
ひ
with
一人のローニ
PlayStation
ンと
being
して
involved
皆さん
with
もそれ
Dragon's
ぞれの
Dogma 2
幕末を体
and
験してく
Rise
だ
of the
さい
Ronin, they would like
オー
move
プンワールド
those
で描かれ
off
る
the
幕
same
末の世
day.
界をお楽しみください
What are we gonna see here?
It's Rise of the Ronin.
Oh, this is Rise of the Ronin. I
You
mean,
said this
we've
was-
already seen big previews. Hopefully, we'll see something we haven't seen before in the trailers.
You said this was day one for you?
I mean, I'll probably be ready for it day one because there's not much happening at the end of March.
I didn't realize this was like this far along time period.
和と洋が入り混じった独特の街並みが広がっ
Like
てい
this
ま
is
す
definitely like
主人公
1700s or
は蓑を
later.
使って屋根の上に登ったり
Absolutely.
アビキルを使って
I mean, that's an industrialized city.
することも可能です
Reminds me a lot of Assassin's Creed 3, actually.
That's a little bit what scares me.
攻撃
A
やガード
little
を
bit.
敵の攻撃を弾いて体勢を崩すことも可能
I
です
just don't want a checklist game
敵
where
の
I
武
have
器と
this
相性
open
のいい両
world
方を
and
選
I'm
ぶ
just
と
going
戦いを
across
有利
and
に進める
checklisting
I
everything.
think this is going to be Koei Tecmo's Ghost of Tsushima. So if you don't want that right now, then
But the combat, like that, looks pretty unique. It looks fun.
it looks a lot like Ghost to me, I will say.
It does look very similar. But oh my god, he just pulled him down. You can't do that in Ghost.
It's like they're
Just haven't
taking
figured out.
Sekiro and Ghost and
And look at
marrying
this
them.
enemy. Like they don't have this
Yeah.
type of enemy in Ghost.
No, it's got that ethereal kind of
Looks more like Neo combat, and he's asking if this is Sekiro. Yeah, he moves a lot more fluidly. You can tell with his combat. I'm glad they're showing
発
more
明家であ
combat
る
in
伊賀
this.
七と因縁を深める
Tenchu.
さまざまなからくり装置を入手できますホリビ砲は伊賀七が作ったからくりで現代の火炎放射器のような強
What is it,
力な
a
遠隔武器で
flamethrower?
す
I'll never use
ホリ
that.
ビ砲や和洋
But
折
I'm
衷なアク
with
ションであ
you.
る
Like,
銃剣な
did
ど
you play
西洋の技術
Wolong
を生かした
yet?
武器をう
Fallen
まく
Dynasty?
活用すれば
No,
標
I
的に
haven't.
も近
That's
づくことができる
probably
ので
higher on my
ぜひマスタ
priority
ーして
list
くだ
than
さ
this
い
game because that's more like a Souls-like than this is.
I couldn't get around
幕
pressing
末を
B
生きる
twice
人
to
物たちと
dodge.
紡いだ因縁が物語に
Yeah,
大きく
honestly, I
影響
checked
し
out.
ま
I'm
す
like, no, I refuse.
ぜひライズ・オブ・ザ・ローニンで
The
一人のローニン
control
として
settings, I
運命を
just
切
didn't
り
like
開
it.
い
I
てく
just
ださい
wanted R1 to be attack and L1 to be block, and I like couldn't map it that way. Without, I guess I could do it with my PlayStation controller. I'd have to remap everything. This looks very Ghost of Tsushima, the one-on-one
Yeah.
duels.
If that's all we get to see, that's a little disappointing.
But the combat's a lot faster than Ghost. This will have a similar moveset to Wulong. Oh,
See,
if I have to
you-
double tap B to dodge.
You say that, but it doesn't look like it does, gameplay-wise. Looks like the story could be the best that Koei Tecmo's put out in one of these type of games. I'm interested in that glider, Rudigs. I really am. That seems like it could be
That
like the
looks
saving
very
grace of the open world.
Yeah.
Also,
I
if
often wish there was a
the story
glider
of
in
this, the story of this feels very like adjacent to like the Yakuza franchise. If it is, that I would be vibing with that pretty hard. Yeah, I don't know why that game and Dragon's Dogma 2 are coming out the same day. That's a very weird choice there.
Neo stories were awful, Maker says. Bah. Yeah.
I don't know that they were
I
awful. They just weren't prioritizing storytelling in those games.
I didn't get into those games. I gotta try it.
This is the Until Dawn remake? Yes.
Yeah, looks like it.
There
Looks well
are
done.
a few things I need to make sure you understand.
It's going to be a platinum for me. This game needed this. Like, it did. Like, a lot of people get upset about remasters that are too soon. This game needed a PS5 remaster. It's a very good game. They have not made a better game since Supermassive, unfortunately.
Everything you do, every decision you make from now on will open doors.
Yeah, Until Dawn is very good. It's the best game.
Yeah, I've
like
never
this.
played it. I want you to remember this.
Have you played any of the Dark Pictures games?
No.
Okay, we'll play this one first, and maybe don't play the other
I'm not
ones.
like this is a narrative story-driven game, right?
Yeah, it's like Telltale but better.
Yeah. PS5 and PC.
I have heard good things about the Quarry Maker.
2024, no release date, but a release year.
Probably October if they can get it out. Here's our Death Stranding.
What is this? Oh,
Death Stranding.
Oh, this
Yeah.
is Death Stranding.
Yeah.
Eee. Oh my goodness. What kind of cat?
This could be them like preventing the body from exploding, maybe. I went full screen to give Kojima the respect he deserves. That's weird that she has the gloves on her face. That's definitely Leia Seydoux' character, by the way, Fragile. What? Dude, that's so Kojima that she has the hands on her face. Oh, that is disgusting. That guy looked kind of like Troy Baker in the first one. Not the... What? Armored Core crossover?
Welcome to Drawbridge, Sam. And to the G8.
Bro, what is happening?
Our mobile base of operations. Come on, I'll help you get your bearings. This is the ship's armory. Here you can check your weapons and put them through their paces. These rooms over here belong to other members of the crew. They're pretty much the same as yours. And the shower's down at the end.
This is one hell of a ship you got here. Courtesy
Why
of
are
the
they
UCA,
blue?
I'm guessing.
No. As I told you, Drawbridge is a civilian outfit. But we do have a generous patron with access to plenty of capital and tech.
Sounds like a UCA big shot.
Don't ask me.
Oh, that's
We've never
creepy.
met face to face.
That's really creepy.
They value their privacy.
Seriously? No better than to believe that bullshit.
It's the same deal as America. The people here are all spread out, cut off from one another. We want you to help us bring the world together.
What is going on with her shoulders and stuff?
Humor him. His knowledge and experience will probably come in handy down the road.
Yes.
What?
Really, Sam? Your buttocks?
It's like Ragnarok. That was the reference to Ragnarok, I assume.
Sam, do you read me?
Oh, this game's gonna be so ridiculous.
Side plate gate terminal. After we've confirmed network
Graphics look good.
take the DHV Magellan and regroup at your position.
The problem is, not everybody wants to be part of the UCA.
That's not the plan, Sam. The UCA isn't looking to expand its borders. Just like with Mexico, they want to bring new regions into the network.
Xbox shows off Avowed and Indiana
Anyway,
Jones,
the
and they're like,
DHV
we're really
Magellan's
about
here to
like
back you up.
action adventure.
As always, you'll be the one leading
PlayStation's
the
like,
way
yeah,
to
we're
expand
just
the
really
network.
weird.
What's your role in all this? You're the commander, huh?
That's right. These days I'm fragile in name only. You brought America together, helped it be reborn as the UCA. But I'm afraid
Not my
Death
bridge.
Stranding is far from over. Humanity is still in danger, still on the brink of extinction. Don't act like you don't see it. A lot of things changed after you went off on your own, especially within the UCA. Bridges no longer oversees the distribution network. They withdrew once things were up and running. So your friends and coworkers all went their separate ways. Within network coverage, there's no need to
I will say
rely
the
on
gameplay
recorders
seems very
anymore.
similar to the last game. Like I'm not seeing anything
So
that's
after
like
I closed
crazy
up shop,
different.
I went and started a new group. One that handles work in regions outside the UCA. We decided to call ourselves
I never got through the
Drawbridge.
first one. I have to give it another go.
With the
It was
support
a bit
of
too
the
slow of an
chiral
opening for
network
me.
and APAS, humanity will be free from the need to move around. Bots are capable of handling deliveries.
He's alive.
Dude, if the combat
called
was better
himself a
than the first
ghost, but
game, that would go a
Found a
long
way
way.
back from the beach just so he could kill us.
Troy
Say
Baker's
he came
back.
back
So
to
they
get
must have
revenge on you and
improved
me.
combat. They must have heard all the feedback from the first one.
Hey, brother. You missed me.
Yeah, I figured you'd pay this place a visit, seeing as how I've been distributing the fruits of this fine factory all over the continent.
Troy Baker ate
Guns and
up
violence, the whole
the
damn
first
world could be
game.
yours. Same as it ever was. Oh,
He looks like the Crow.
looks like you decided to trade in that rope for a stick this go-round. Well, I suppose even a porter has to pull the trigger.
Definitely a
sometime.
huge chunk of their time.
Yeah.
On this one, this
I
was
mean,
the last game.
Kojima wants 8 to 12
buddy.
minutes. You give him 8
Are you
to 12
just another
minutes.
soulless little husk, huh?
Let go of me!
Oh.
Pathetic guitarist. Where's the rest of your band?
Well, ain't that something? Was it you, Heads? Huh? Was it you that killed Lou? You still don't know, do you?
What? Dude, there is no way he has a guitar gun. There is no way this man has a guitar gun.
Looks like Hi-Fi Rush now.
Bro, what is happening?
Something he said. You don't know a goddamn thing about Lou.
All right, Sam. Let's see what we can find on Lou.
If you want answers, you're gonna have to find them yourself. But the ones you do find,
So the baby sounds were in the trailer.
pain you nurse, will only get worse.
What is that?
Sam the man in the dark about everything.
Don't forget, coming on this expedition was meant to help you find the strength to carry on.
Give us a date.
And you have.
Give us a date.
We all know you've got this. Now it's time to finish the journey, Sam.
Dude, the
Please
hands are
understand,
tripping me
Sam.
out, dude.
We never meant to string you along.
That
I like
chrysalis, we
Drawbridge
found her
as a
inside.
name.
It was filled with a fluid that contained amino acids. One's identical in structure to the kind found in tar.
I'm sorry, there are amino acids in tar? As in proteins?
Of course. How else did you think that chiral creatures could emerge from it? Some have even theorized that the tar is a sort of primordial soup.
I was there. I saw her home. It was a hellhole.
You see, after you
Should
left
we have
Bridges, I
connected?
decided to do a little digging. Now, according to them, BB-28 was flagged for disposal.
Kojima gets like 20 minutes of the state of play. Like,
Are they running the clock? I thought it was only going to be 40 minutes. 2025.
okay, all right, that's fine.
Next year.
Gave some date. It's disappointing, but hey, Kojima needs the time that
Gives
he
me
needs
plenty of time to beat the first one.
for this masterpiece.
And now here with me today is visionary game creator and founder of Kojima Productions,
Kojima-san.
Hi,
More.
welcome. Today,
okay.
I'm excited to
Stranding too.
announce that together, as part of the PlayStation and Kojima Productions partnership, Hideo is going to take us on an exciting new adventure. One that I've been encouraging him to reinvent for years.
はい、全く新しいオリジナルの IP になります。新世代のアクションエスピオナージゲームです。準備を始めてますけども、
What?
デストランディング2
Come
の
on.
後に本格的にコジマ
Come
プロダクション
on.
で制作にかかります。ソニーさんとは、ほぼ30年にわたりエスピオナージものを一緒に育ててきたという
Espionage, they're announcing a new game
またソニ
together,
ーさんは、ゲームだ
essentially.
けではなく
Action espionage.
Sony
So Metal
wants a Metal Gear.
Gear-esque,
間違いなく
but
強力
new
なコラボレーションになるはずです。
Xbox is toast.
さらに2年後には僕の、
Wow,
ゲー
2
ム制
years
作人
from
生
now.
の40周年を迎えます。このタイトルが、僕の集大成
Sony
の
got
一つになる
Kojima to
be
make
the
remake Metal
accumulation
Gear.
of my
Action
work.
espionage game by Hideo Kojima. This is one of my favorite genres, one that I've been hoping you would revisit with a bold new vision.
Yeah.
Please share
That
anything else
that is a
まだ詳しくは言
huge
えませんけ
thing.
ども、
Metal Gear
最新の
6.
テクノロジーと、世界中の才能を集結して作る
Kojima Gear 6.
もちろんインタラクティブなゲームなんですけども、ルック、物語、テーマ、キャスト、演技、ファッション、サウンド、どれをとっても、同時に映画でもあるようなものです。本作で、映画とゲームの壁を越えたいと思っています。
We're all really excited about this project, and we will fully support you with the latest innovation Sony has to offer. More details to come.
Stay tuned.
No, it's a game.
Yeah, it's a game.
Film. I don't think anyone said a film in that little bit.
It sounds like he's gonna like be doing a film aspect.
Although
of
that's
it.
Columbia Pictures.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're taking. Well, they said brand new IP.
Yeah.
Before we go, I have one final announcement. State of Play will return February 6th with an extensive look at Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Square Enix will be sharing new
That's a
gameplay
weird
details,
decision. Like,
along
we're
with
here
exciting
now.
news
Yeah.
you won't want to miss. We hope
Like
you enjoyed the
I'm
show.
not watching that.
See you soon.
That's weird. Why did they do that? Square must have pulled out. They must have said we're not ready.
Well, there
All
it
right.
is. No shadow of the Erdtree.
Yeah, that's gonna do
we
it.
got a lot.
I want to pull up that Silent Hill 2 since we missed part of it. I'm gonna pull that up very quickly. Cause yeah, that looked interesting for sure. Here we go. It was very short, actually. It was very, very short. Let's see if I can share. Theater mode. Do I have present? I do have present capability. Share screen. I don't know if I'll have audio though. Yeah, okay. Why won't it do it? There we go. We're just gonna go. All right, do you have my screen? You have my screen now? Not sure. It's not doing it. Did it do it? Oh, here we go. There we go. Got it. Yeah, I wanna watch this again. Be loud. I mean, it looks very faithful to the original. I think people are gonna like that.
Did you play the original?
I started it, and then the controls, because this had already been announced, I was like, I'll just wait, because the controls didn't feel amazing. The camera view didn't feel amazing. This actually looks much better watching it through now.
Just gives me Resident Evil vibes.
That's what it is, Rudix. Silent Hill and Resident Evil were competitors in that PlayStation 1 era. The question is, will they capture like the unhinged aura of this game, especially with cutscenes? That's very important. Obviously, the enemy design and the environment design, they're nailing it. Looks promising, actually. So yeah, that was the state of play. Rudigs, what are your initial thoughts after watching through that?
I'm happy Stellar Blade. Am I getting that echo? Is that Mixes?
I don't. Hold on. I can make sure that we don't have one. I think
Microphone check.
I think I fixed it.
All right. Yeah, I'm excited for Stellar Blade. I'm glad we got a release date for that title. So that's going to be exciting to see. More Helldivers 2, just getting me pumped up for that action. Foam Stars is going to be a fun lead into Helldivers. There was a lot to get excited to, some things to get forward about this Kojima action game, Death Stranding 2. Those are things to look for on the horizon. Did I want to see more Lost Soul? Yes, absolutely.
Lost
Did
Soul
I want
aside?
to see? Yeah. Come on. I mean, we saw some of that last year. I wanted to see more this year.
That was unlikely,
looks
but yeah,
amazing.
I'm right there with you. Yeah.
Where's Jade Raymond? How is she not on? And what happened to Concord? Where are they at? Did we not see them? I didn't see any multiplayer shooter.
If they're gonna pull out of live service, I'm totally okay with that. Like, we got to see a bunch of banger games coming, bespoke experiences. Like, that's what PlayStation supposedly means. That's what the brand identity is that they're gonna provide you those compelling single player experiences, adventure, storytelling, good gameplay, and we got a lot of promising stuff from them today in that regard. So I'm okay with that. I'm okay with just having Helldivers and Foam Stars as kind of holdovers that are kind of acting in that live service space for PlayStation. I don't really know that we need like other stuff down the road. And I think that whoever is manning the helm at PlayStation like understands that. And so they're putting front and center stuff that like is like, this is what makes PlayStation. Like all the narrative that was showcased with that Stellar Blade showcase and the various NPCs, a lot of dialogue, a lot of interaction, very cool NPC design. The combat obviously looked amazing, but like these look like experiences that you're gonna have like with each one of these games. Obviously Death Stranding 2, like I don't even need to say that. Like that's what that whole game is an experience, Death Stranding. But even with Stellar Blade and Rise of the Ronin, like I said, it has a lot of that like Yakuza kind of cinematic storytelling vibe from what they showed off today, to go along with the open world gameplay and then fast and strategic combat that kind of looks like it's out of their like Neo games. So I think they really hammered like, we are bringing experiences for you on PlayStation. Get excited. And I mean, I am excited based on what they showed. Obviously, I'm really psyched to have Shadow the Hedgehog in a game again that is not completely 2D. That was really cool. Overall, like if I was gonna rate this showcase, I'd probably give it like a 4.5 out of 5. Like it was very good. I think the only thing is like there's some games that I might would have wished were coming out this year, or that they gave a more definitive release date for. But overall, what they showed, I was really interested in. I wasn't really bored, or like they didn't really lose the audience, I don't think, at any point in the showcase. And it was just like, go to the next game, go to the next game, maybe have a little blurb from somebody on the development team to say, this is what we're doing with this, it's coming to you soon, that type of thing. I thought it was a really good showcase. What are your takeaways from that?
I thought there was a decent amount of horror for being in February. I mean, I'm not a huge horror genre kind of guy. Was there more games I was looking forward to, like perhaps seeing Shadow of the Erdtree, more Fair Play? Yes,
that's a good
sure.
point. Between Silent Hill, Until Dawn, and even Death Stranding, being
well,
sort
we
of
had Silent Hill
adjacent.
Shadow Drop as well, which is also
a
horror game.
Yeah, that's fair. So like probably at least a third of the presentation was in the horror genre. So
Metro
I think that's
VR.
Yeah, that's horror adjacent as well. So that's a very good point. I really didn't realize that, because I'm pretty amenable to horror-based titles, but yeah, no, there was a big focus on that. I guess and Judas too, right? Like Bioshock has some horror type of elements as well. It's certainly like chilling or like unnerving type of elements, and that trailer was sort of diving into that type of that feel, that vibe. So yeah, that's a good point. There was a lot of horror and horror adjacent stuff, not a lot of live service. V Rising as well, with the vampires and the dark sort of thematic beats. So that's a very good point, actually. As far as like what they're putting out there that you're going to be getting with PlayStation this year. Really only like Stellar Blade sort of,
not to mention Death Stranding 2 also has that horror-ish vibe as well.
Yeah,
the
so
thriller.
That's interesting. Yeah, I wonder if that's just like sort of coincidental, and that's kind of what they had on deck. Obviously, Rise of the Ronin, which is an exclusive, I believe. Very vibrant color palette to a certain degree, especially with like the flora and fauna in that game when you're like out in the open world. But other than that, it was really just Dragon's Dogma, and that's obviously multi-platform. So that's an interesting observation, Rudigs. What do you think was the highlight of the show?
Oh, the highlight of the show was definitely the Shadow Drop, being able to access the game now afterwards. But
like you said,
probably the biggest highlight.
Is that a game that you're interested in, though, or?
Not me particularly. It may be fun to stream and get scared in front of people, but other than that, I just think it'll be exciting for the community at large, giving them something in that aspect. But for me, I mean, this showcase just did not hit me the way I think. It wasn't for me type of gamer.
Okay.
I think there was a lot of games for other types of gamers on there, and that's absolutely respectable. But I just didn't see a lot in my camp. But that's fine.
Well, yeah, and they had Foam Stars and Helldivers 2, which I think are, I mean, obviously you're over the moon about Helldivers 2, but I think those are games that are kind of more geared towards you, but like it doesn't really hit the same when like we know those are coming, they're going to come out in like a week from now. It really feels more like an ad, So it's like if those games were like 4 months out and they were like showing us something of substance about them, I think that I probably would have seen you like pop for that. But given that like that's kind of a known quantity, we're expecting that to come out next week. I'm assuming like you're kind of lukewarm about those being in the show. Would you say then that Stellar Blade was kind of the most intriguing thing for you that we were able to see?
To be honest, it was the only one of those titles I'd probably consider for a day one right now.
You're not going to get Shadow day one, Rudix? What's wrong with you?
Oh, the Sonic game?
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see how I feel. Did they have a release date? I don't even think it had a release date.
I don't think
I think it
so.
just said
No.
no. To
Surely
be
that's
honest,
this year,
Shadow
right?
did Shadow first make his appearance on the Dreamcast?
Was he in a
I
game
think he
before
did.
Shadow the Hedgehog?
But for me, Shadow is from a generation a bit older than me. I'm still that old school Sonic, getting the
Okay.
50 coins, hitting the checkpoint, then becoming
Yeah.
Super Sonic. Like that was my Sonic days. So Shadow's a bit new gen for me. So again, I feel like it just Stellar Blade hit for a game I'll probably get day one. But other than that, not much others for me. Like you said, a lot of the games that I'm excited for, we already saw before and
Yeah.
got these previews. I wanted to be stunned. I wanted to see maybe Ghost of Tsushima 2. Maybe what are they working on Horizon Forbidden West? What's Ragnarok's next chapter? More from Software, Blue Point, things we could have seen that really could have amped up the show. I just think we're missing for me. So unfortunately, this would probably be the lowest score I give a showcase, maybe like 3.
Okay.
It didn't hit for me.
Yeah, and it could just be a symptom of like we got so many good games last year. And we might just be seeing the after effects of that, where, kind of everybody sort of dumped what they had. And now we're kind of in a post 2023 world where, it just sort of is that way where a lot of games came out and now everybody's kind of gotta recharge and reload. And yeah, maybe we're just not gonna see as many games for the time being. We saw some 2025 dates today, and I think that is surprising for a state of play in February, right? Like you would expect everything that we would see to come out this year, and a lot of the stuff wasn't, or at least like a couple of things weren't, and so I think that is surprising, and I think it might be an indication that this is going to be a quieter year, and I think that would be okay. Like we got very spoiled last year, but we always want more, right, Rootings? We want the best games every year. Why can't we have them this year? But no, I would say it was a quiet showing. With this state of play, it wasn't bad though. Like I think everything that they showed looked like objectively cool or good. Like, did anything that you saw really like stand out to you as like, nah, this looks like people are not gonna like it, or is it just sort of
well,
like
the VR
like...
title? I mean, I don't have a VR myself, but the Knights and Dragons one or the Sword and Shield one, like that's going to be a hit or miss for a lot of people. The ZZZ game, whether or not that people were saying this is the one you brought up, that it doesn't look turn-based to me, but
no, it's not.
People in the chat were saying it was turn-based. We didn't get information on this on a
and why not
date or
why not show us what we're looking at right now? Like they just gave us a cinematic. Like this looks cool.
Yeah.
And this game is also going to be PlayStation console exclusive. So like if they'd have shown me this, I would have been like, oh, that looks sick. I'm getting
this
like a
would be more
Jet
down
Set,
my line.
Yeah, I'm getting like a Jet Set Radio meets like Nier Automata type of vibe. But yeah, this looks very cool. Unique aesthetic. Combat looks
where
very
was
good.
Phantom Blade Zero? Would have wanted.
I don't
to
know,
see
dude.
more
I don't know where that game is. Yeah, I don't know. But like this is a very cool looking game, and it's ostensibly not going to be on Xbox because all the Hoyoverse games are only on PC and PlayStation and mobile. So like that's a really good get for them, and that's something that they could have shown off. But again, it's kind of like we got to see some like more. It's like everything that we saw was either so like far off and abstract, like in terms of Death Stranding, in terms of the other projects that they announced, and then like it just immediate like this this playable demo or whatever, that Silent Hill game, it's coming out today, and then Helldivers next week, Foam Stars next week, 2 games coming out on the same day, March 22nd, and then everything else is just like, oh, this is a concept, or this is next year, or like very far off. So weird juxtaposition there. I don't know if they're I don't know. I don't know if they're just not going to have stuff this summer, or I don't know why we're not seeing summer games, because it's not like you'd be announcing or showing that stuff off during Summer Games Fest or anything like that. But yeah, I would have loved to have seen more from this game in the showcase. So it's unfortunate. I think it's a miss from them to not show us more from Zenless Zone Zero. And then also, Rudix, what do you think about the weird decision to be like, oh, we'll be back next week with Final Fantasy Rebirth? Like, that's so strange. Like, we were here, we were sat down, we were ready to go, ready to watch, and that, you know, they're like, no, we're not going to give it to you right now. I just thought that was so strange, and it felt very awkward that they did that at the end of the show as well. Like, maybe
I
say that
think the
before
reason
Death Stranding
for doing that is because of Death Stranding. I mean, you can't be within the aura of Kojima and have an impact. Like, Kojima needs his space to breathe. That game needs to have its time in the sun. And I bet you it's a contractual obligation that Kojima
No
was
way.
like, no other games around me, and I want 10 minutes to myself. So I just think that Death Stranding 2, as well as the announcement of an upcoming action espionage that's exclusive to PlayStation, which has some kind of connection to Columbia Pictures, I'm thinking maybe pulling out an IP from there. Who knows? What are we going to see? I think that's what it took. They needed that space, and that's why we're getting an own exclusive, because Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is a console seller. Like, this is going to move people to get the console.
Yeah.
It's going to be huge. I can't wait to play it personally. I got through the first one and absolutely loved it. Shout out to Yuffie, part of the best DLC I've played in a little bit. Great game. So I think it deserves its own little showcase, and people will be tuned in to watch it who are excited.
Yeah, that's true. It's not like anybody isn't going to show up for the showcase next week because they did it this way. I just think it's you could have all the hype kind of consolidated and get everybody talking about PlayStation right now. And like you said, this showcase was a little bit lukewarm, if not just mediocre in general. And so I think that really would have hit home if they brought Kojima and they brought Rebirth and they showed this awesome gameplay that we're watching in the background that they for some reason didn't show and just showed us a pre-rendered trailer. Makes no sense to me. So some weird choices. I did like what we saw of Stellar Blade. That got me really excited about that game, and that may be one that I jump into in April. Sorry about all the horror, man. Like, I dig it, but I hate that I know you don't necessarily like it, and our guy Ginger Prime, he can't stand the horror stuff. Mostly because it's not really his vibe, but also because, you know, he's got a household of like 5 kids, so can't really be playing that stuff around the little ones. But yeah, overall, I think there's nothing that you can be really disappointed about in terms of what they showed us, but also I think that they missed out on some opportunities to really ramp up the excitement. And I'm going to unshare my screen since we have an ad. I think they missed out on some opportunities to really ramp up the excitement by not showing Rebirth and choose in terms of choosing what they showed. I don't think that they really made the best decisions, but the slate of games that they had, like, all of them are quality games. Obviously, Dragon's Dogma 2 is going to sell gangbusters. It's going to be a quality game. It's going to get, 8s and 9s and probably have a high Metacritic score. So, yeah, I think that in general, PlayStation owners can be excited, especially about what's on the short term in terms of February and March, like some really great games to play in February, March. But after that, gets a little bit more obscure and more speculative as far as what is coming down the line this year. They really didn't do much to clarify that. And maybe that's good because it gets people talking, but also, it also sort of gets doubt in people's minds of like, well, what if they didn't really have anything to show or share? So it'll be interesting to see what they show off at Summer's Game Fest as far as later in the year. But for right now, for February and March, I think we got some good games to play. I know you're going to be on that Rise of the Ronin. So yeah, I'm excited about the direction that PlayStation's going, and I'm excited that I have good games to play right now. Any last thoughts?
Awesome, dude. Thank you, Mr. Ginger Prime. Thank you, Kirk, for having me on. It was awesome to be here. Don't forget to check out at Cloud and Console Super PlayStation Bros. We're on Wednesday mornings, 10 a.m. and just going over PlayStation news of the week. It's a little podcast love to do. Plus all the other podcasts on at Cloud and Console. It's just a huge lot of fun we have there. So until the next time, again, thanks for having me, and go PlayStation.
Yeah, it's our pleasure to have you on. We really wanted to get you because you're kind of a PlayStation guy in a lot of your content, and obviously, I'm part of a community where everybody loves you, and I love you, buddy. Glad you could hang out with us today, everybody. My Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League review is up on the YouTube channel. That's What's New Video Games Suicide Kill the Justice League review, and I'm also going to be streaming that game right after this on twitch.tv/KirkTheGamer. So let me see the Cyborg crew in the chat when I'm Twitch streaming. Love to say hello to all you guys in the chat there. But that's going to do it for the PlayStation Showcase and our thoughts. Make sure you're subscribed to Ginger Prime and Work the Game. And we're going to have a Epic Loot Radio special podcast tomorrow where Ginger Prime and I are going to give our thoughts on Suicide Kill the Justice League. Spoiler alert, I don't know that either of us thinks it was worth the $100 that each of us both played to pay that game early. So you might get some spicy takes from us tomorrow. That's going to be at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 12 p.m. Central tomorrow. So make sure you tune in for that. And of course, we're going to have our regular Epic Loot Radio podcast this coming Monday, and that will be a review discussion of Grand Blue Fantasy Relink and Persona 3 Reload. So got your anime RPG fix for you on Monday. That's going to do it for this PlayStation State of Play. Thank you again for Rudix giving us your time. We really appreciate it. We do not take you for granted, sir. You very much improved the content. And thanks to all the people who showed up and watched and were hanging out in the chat. We love you all. And until the next time, watch this space. Take care, guys.